Hey everybody, I'm Shoshana Vitale from Soul Beat Studio. I'm the Action News fitness expert, and you're listening to the Travel Mug Podcast with Matt O'Donnell.
It's Shoshana from Soul Beat Studio. This is Kristen. We are so excited to be here, and we have the best workout for you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matt O'Donnell. Shoshana Vitale has been making you feel the burn twice a week on Action News Mornings. She sat down with me to discuss how she got into fitness, how others can motivate themselves, how she juggles her main job, fitness instruction, being a mother of four, and producing TV fitness segments, plus the obesity epidemic in the U.S. On the Travel Mug, right now. Shoshana Vitale joining us here in the Action News studios, and we are not going to work out.
We are not going to work out. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll get into a plank after. We'll see what happens.
We're going to talk about fitness. We're going to talk about all sorts of things related to your craft. But I also wanted people to kind of get to know you because they see you on TV and they see the fitness tips, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Action News Mornings. By the way, you ever run out of ideas? Obviously not, but...
You would think that I would, but sometimes I even just take the most simple move and put my own twist to it. I try to keep it different and show lots of variety and modifications. And I've done a lot of them so far.
Oh, yeah.
So.
How many? Like probably a good 50 or 60.
No. Clearly, you are not paying attention.
Time flies.
Time flies. I mean, it's well over 100. Well over. I mean, if 2 air a week, and I've been doing this for over a year.
Do the math.
A year and a half, I think, almost.
Yeah. They're great. We love them.
Thank you.
I've done a couple with you, and they are more tiring than you would think. I mean, they really
are highly underestimated. Like when you actually go to even when I'm filming them, sometimes I have to stop, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really hard. I need to try and make this a little bit more simple for these people so that they're not so defeated. But I'd like to give some type of, variety so that if you are more advanced, you can do it. And if you are just beginning, you can still do it as well.
Shoshana, you run Soul Beat Studio. That's out in Montgomery County, in Oaks.
Yes.
And
in Audubon, yes.
In Audubon, okay,
yes.
Which is near Oaks.
It is. It's right next door.
It's all in the same area.
Is.
There is something on your website that is quoted in saying, if you're not changing, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're not truly living.
Yes.
Is that yours?
Yeah, I don't even know where.
You came up with that?
A long time ago. But I don't even know how or why. I just said it one day. And because for me, change is it's actually the one thing in life that is consistent, right? Things are constantly evolving and changing. And sometimes we fight that change. But the way that I want to change people is, obviously first physically, but also the way that they think about working out, the way that they think about their capabilities and what their, what is limiting them and really trying to overcome those limitations. And I do that through working out, but it goes hand in hand with your mindset. So if you're open to change, you're willing to do the work to change, whether it's changing your body, getting stronger, getting healthier, or even changing the way that you think. And with change comes growth, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be the same person that I was 5 years ago. I want to be a better version of who I am. I want to be stronger. And while you're growing, that's really where you find yourself. That's really where you start enjoying your life. And I think that's where all that saying kind of came from, is because I'm, constantly working on myself and helping others work on themselves. And I want to see them see that growth and them really enjoy the life that they're meant to have.
You're like a fitness expert / philosopher.
A little bit, I guess. A little bit. But I take whatever I'm feeling and sometimes whatever I'm going through, and I apply it to what I'm doing and to the people that are in front of me. And it's those moments when you're really transparent that you really end up connecting with a lot of people, and they needed to hear that, the words of affirmation or that whatever I'm saying in that motivational time during class. And it really resonates with people.
When did you get into fitness?
I've always loved working out. And
so you worked out basically all your life?
I did.
Right?
For the most part. Once I went into college, I started working out more and really started loving fitness, but I never thought that I could be an instructor or anything. And then I, started having children, and I, obviously my body went through a lot of different changes. Here comes the change, right? And I was really trying to stay in shape and be a healthy mom. And I started taking, just regular spin classes. And I really loved it. It was very invigorating. And it was my time to just zone out and, escape the stressfulness of
totally feel
being a mom with young kids, you know. And I have 4 of them. So I really fell in love with spinning. And I got the opportunity to work, with a studio that was just opening up. It was a spin and bar studio, and really got to learn the business and learn that craft. And the owner of that studio, saw something in me before I saw it in myself. And she was like, I think you can teach. And I said, there's no way I can teach. I mean, I love taking the class. I don't think I could teach it. And she kind of pushed me towards that, and I'll forever be grateful for that.
Let's talk about what you do there. You mentioned it's spin, and it's barre? It's
pronounced bar. It's a ballet-inspired it's like exercise.
It says, I looked it up, it's Pilates, dance, yoga, and you put music in there.
Yeah, our style of bar is way more intense than probably a typical bar class. It's very much more lots of dynamic movements, which are bigger movements mixed with smaller isometric movements. And what that does is you essentially are heating up your muscles to the point of fatigue. So by even just going, say, for example, you're in a squat, you drop that squat down an inch and come up an inch. And so you're keeping those muscles contracted, and they start to get tired, but that's how they change. That's how they get stronger.
It's not like reps, it's just intensity throughout, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're using your own body weight. You're using light hand weights. We also have small balls that we sometimes place behind our knee to really isolate the muscle more. But it is, I mean, we definitely, elongate the muscle through movement. So keeping your leg really straight and lifting it up an inch, down an inch. It's phenomenal for core strengthening, because that's the basis of the entire exercise, keeping your core engaged. So for toning, for tightening, for lifting, it really sculpts your body.
And then the spin is the cardio.
Is the cardio, absolutely. I mean, everything that we do is to the beat of the music. So if we're even in the bar class, if we're moving to the beat. So down, up, down, up. Same thing when we ride to the beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're pulling our knees up using our core. So it's a dark room and the music's loud, and again, you get the opportunity to push your body past the point you thought, getting out of your comfort zone, and also just escaping and focusing on you. It's your 45 minutes to be selfish, to push yourself, and to feel amazing after, because you accomplished something maybe you didn't think that you could.
I love being selfish by working out. People don't look at it that way, but the way that you describe it, I look at it like I love to exercise, but the thing I like to do that makes me escape is mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
Because that's my time. I can listen to a podcast, music, or nothing. I just go and I do lines in the yard and cut the grass.
It can be very therapeutic.
It's very selfish for me to mow the lawn today.
But I know, right? But I mean, you're helping your family, so that's cool too. Yeah. But it is, because I mean, so the clients that come into my studio, they have their own story. They have their own stresses outside of the studio, and when they are there, their focus is on themselves. It's on, getting through the moves in the barroom without breaking. It's, going a little bit faster, adding a little bit more resistance in the spin room. They're focusing on their well-being. And that, in turn, not only gets their body stronger and changes their body, but it also makes them feel that, like, rejuvenation, within themselves, and that sense of accomplishment. That help them, when they leave, tackle that world with a better mindset, better attitude, and a stronger body.
When beginners come in, or when you see beginners working out, exercising, what's the best thing that you think they do in terms of approach in the beginning?
So my biggest thing is I never want to have any client feel intimidated. And it can be very it can be very intimidating to see, how fast people ride, or to see how some of these people work really hard in the bar room. And if you're just starting out and, you haven't done a squat or a lunge or done any cardio in years, if at all, you could very easily feel like, wow, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to keep up. So my biggest thing is to make all of my clients, especially new ones, feel comfortable, knowing that it's okay to take a break. It's okay to sit down. It's okay to go slower. You have to start somewhere. And this is your workout. You work at your own pace. Come as you are, and we will continue to inspire you and push you. And with every single class, you will get stronger if you keep wanting to. Right?
How about the worst thing? What's the worst thing people do?
When they're new?
When they're new, or even veterans of exercising.
Oh, not listening to their body. Hands down. Not listening to their body. And what that means...
Which leads to injury, right?
Leads to injury. Leads to fainting. I mean, there's sometimes when you push your body too hard, you get lightheaded or you could get hurt. So with all of my new people, and even with the people that continuously come, you have to listen to your body. Your body will always tell you when enough is enough. But sometimes your mindset, right, especially people that are competitive or want it so bad, they'll keep going until it's too late, and you either have an injury or you feel sick, or you know what I mean, and then that's a setback. And
some people feel that's good. You're saying like that. Oh, I worked out so hard that I went and I got sick.
I disagree, because that's just then limiting you to next time. And how is that even making you feel good?
Setting a strange bar.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And I think, physical fitness and endurance and strength, that it comes with time. It's not going to you're not going to take one class, you're not going to do one workout and be stronger and be exactly where you want to be. It's a journey. It's a progress. But what you put in is what you get out. And I say that all the time. Like, I'm going to meet you halfway, and I'm going to give you 1,000%, but you have to meet me the other half, right? So I can only push you so far, but you have to want it too.
Travel Mug Podcast is coming right back after this break, and we're going to talk to Shoshana about how she does it all with a capital A. We'll be right back. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the Travel Mug Podcast. Every guest is different, from our local Dirty Harry to the movie matriarch of the Delaware Valley to a Black Lives Matter protester to the Philadelphia mayor to an Eagles quarterback who played in the Super Bowl. The Travel Mug Podcast. Stream it on iTunes or Google Play. Are you saying it's hot in here?
I'm sweating.
This is our conference room in 6A BCD. We're back with the Travel Mug Podcast. Shoshana Vitale, Soul Beat Studios, also appears on Ashley's Mornings. She is the one who gets you to sweat. We're going to talk about how you do it all, but I also want to go through some of your sayings.
Oh, God.
I mean, how many do you have?
I don't even realize I have them.
If it's not hurting, you're not working, right? Don't forget the other side.
Not hurting.
Oh, if it's not burning, you're not working.
Do not get hurt. Please do not get hurt. I'm not condoning getting hurt.
We just been through this. You're like mad, trying to get people to not get hurt. Feel the burn.
Yeah, feel the burn. What else do I say?
It just comes out of you, right? It's very spontaneous.
It is. I mean, I don't even know why it comes out, but I think my nature is, as I'm torturing you with all of these exercises and pushing your body, I want to make you laugh. Whether it's at my expense, I don't care. I'll, be silly and goofy. Because if you're not having fun, then you're going to hate me the entire time. I mean, you can hate and love me at the same time. So I don't know. There's probably so many others.
Well, Hans and Franz had the best.
Once again, I'm Hans. And I'm Franz. Normally we would be here to pump you up.
Pump you up.
Pump you up.
Would you work out with Hans and Franz?
Yes. Contact me, Hans and Franz.
With their Michelin tire outfits or whatever those things were?
Listen, I don't discriminate.
All right, here we go. So you own the Soul Beat Studio in Audubon.
Yes.
You're an instructor there. You are our fitness expert on Action News Mornings. You are the mother of 4 children.
I am.
So for all those people who are probably doing less than you and who say, I don't have the time to work out, just tell them, how do you manage all these things?
Well, as a mom of 4 little boys under the age of 11, when I started having my children, I was a stay-at-home mom, okay? So my identity was being a mom. And there was a point where I lost myself a little bit, even though I took so much pride and joy in being their mom and raising them and making sure that they were taken care of. But I forgot to make myself a priority. And I think a lot of people forget that, the relationship you have with yourself is the number one important one. Because if I'm not taking care of me, then how could I be a good mother, a good wife, a good friend, a good partner to somebody as well? And you can't. You have to make yourself a priority first. And when you do that, and when I finally realized that I needed to make myself a priority, that's really when things started to shift. And I was able to, because I was feeling so good about myself, because I was taking care. And what I mean by that is, like, even whether it's having a hobby or, getting out with some friends or spending an hour a day to work out. Like, I would do workout videos on the TV while the boys were napping, because it was my time. I once had a triple jogger when I only had 3 boys, and I would push that thing, put my headphones in. The kids would be crying. They would eventually fall asleep, but it was my 30 minutes alone, and that's what made me feel good.
You were creative about it. You found spots.
I did, because I knew that, they say, like, happy wife, happy life. But it's true. Like, you have to make yourself a priority. And very quickly, with having so many children so fast, I learned that I can do anything, but I can't do everything. So I had to really be selective in what I said yes to, what I said no to, even in my life, in my personal life, in my home life, in my work life. So, because you can't give 100% to 10 different things.
Sure.
You can't. So you
prioritize,
have to
be a little
prioritize.
selfish, and say no sometimes, right?
Yes, and you do. You have to prioritize, and I think when you start taking care of yourself, you're then able to take care of the people that you love as well, and the things that you love, and the job that you love. And when you do what you love, I was just saying this before, when you do what you love, it's cheesy, but, like, it doesn't feel like work. And even on the days when I, am tired or my body is sore and I don't feel like teaching a class, I always feel better once I get started and do it.
And it's infectious to other people around you.
Yes, it's infectious. Your attitude is contagious, and I make sure that the attitude that I bring is a positive one. But I'm also transparent in the term of, like, you know what? I struggle too. I have bad days too. I'm not always happy, believe it or not, but, again, seeing the glass half full and learning what you can handle and what you can't, and not beating yourself up over that.
Let's shift gears a little bit here.
Sure.
The thing that I always wonder is, whenever you're out there and people are exercising, it just seems like so many more people are into fitness.
Oh, yeah.
They're into eating right, and they're just into taking care of their bodies. But at the same time, the Centers for Disease Control says the adult obesity rate in this country is 39.8%. That's more than 1 in 3 people.
Wow.
So why is there such a dichotomy? Why are some people super into it and some people super not?
That is a really good question.
And I know you're not a doctor or anything, but
I'm not.
You're in the industry and you see people.
Yeah.
And so what's your feeling on this?
Well, I think the people that are really, really, really into it are what you're seeing the most of, why it seems like it's, like, blowing up everywhere, because social media is huge. So they're posting about it all the time. There's articles about it. You're seeing a lot of it, but that population really isn't as big, according to the CDC,
Sure.
as we actually thought. But those are the ones that are making it seem bigger because they're putting it out there, right? But, I think there's different types of people. Some people, are getting what they need out of exercise, out of healthy lifestyle, out of eating clean and nutritious foods, and their whole life surrounds that lifestyle. And then there's people that want a lifestyle like that, but do not have that inner drive to actually commit to that lifestyle. And then there's people that yo-yo, right? Mm-hmm. So they get into it and they are all about it. They are all about it. They're working out, they're eating healthy, and then one thing sets them off and they're back to where they started, eating poorly, not working out, making bad decisions about their health. And then, something triggers them again and they're like, all right, I got to get back on this workout train. So there's so many different
And that's
kinds
okay.
It is okay. I mean, but ideally, in a perfect world, the person would have moderation. And so that's the thing. Even though I'm in this industry, I own my own fitness studio, I live my life. If I want to have a dessert, I'm going to have a dessert. If I, want to eat a salad and, have a healthier meal, I'm going to do that. I always stay active. Granted, I understand my activity level is higher than most. But regardless, everything needs to be in moderation, including moderation. And so many people get that misconstrued. It's either all or nothing, but you have to find that healthy balance, because if you're not balanced, then it's going to be inconsistent.
What have you learned from our viewers doing these segments? Because I know that you've probably gotten a lot of feedback.
Yeah, I think I'm always my biggest, it's not really concern, but my goal here in doing these fit tips is just to give people, a positive, healthy workout that even if you're just starting or even if you've been in the gym for years, it's something you can accomplish, something that you can do. And, when, I know that there's people that watch my segments and, they're not doing the exercise, but they're getting joy out of, and they say like, I love watching you, and your energy is great.
Infectious.
Yeah.
Right?
And that makes me so happy because that's naturally me. And when I'm looking at that camera and doing these tips, like I'm thinking about those viewers watching me, standing in their living room, getting dressed, in the kitchen, preparing lunches, you know what I mean? Like doing their daily morning activities. I want to cheer them up. And, it's obviously even better when I meet people that are like, yeah, I just did one of your tips the other day, or, I've been incorporating them into my workouts. And it's so gratifying because that's why I'm doing it. I want you to try them. I want you to get stronger and believe that you can do this move. You absolutely can. Even if you're modifying, if you just try it and continue to do it, you will get stronger.
I think the best thing about your tips is?
What?
It does not require any $50,000 equipment.
Yeah.
It's all organic. It's benches. It's nothing. It's
water bottle.
Yeah.
Like a weight that costs $2. Yeah. And I think, but that's important because I understand like not everybody has a gym membership. A lot of people travel. Some people are, at home a lot. And so I want to give them a workout that they could do anywhere. So you can intensify it. You can use a resistance band if you have one. You can add a heavier weight if you have one, but you don't need it. And I want to continue to provide that for people because, it's easy to get hung up on like all of these apparatuses and, gym equipment and all this kind of stuff. But if you take it back to basics, even that is super effective.
Shoshana Vitale.
Yes.
Soul Beat Studios.
Yes.
Action News fitness expert.
Definitely.
Watch her on Action News Mornings. Thanks for joining us on the Travel Mug Podcast.
Me. Yes, Travel Mug.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And make sure you drink the Travel Mug from the other side.
Very funny.
Josh, thank you.
Thank you for having me.